Hey, what up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here, talking all about one of the hottest things going on in WWE right now, leading up to the big WWE SummerSlam 2015 match, and that is WWE bringing in a celebrity for the show. None other than Stephen Amell of the CW's Arrow is going to be wrestling Stardust. As of right now, this feud goes all the way back to May, when Amell was, I believe this was in Atlanta, was sitting front row at a Monday Night Raw, and before a Stardust versus Neville match, when Stardust was making his way to the ring, he leaned over the barricade into Stephen Amell's face and hissed at him. Basically, Stardust went into the ring. He lost the match to Neville, but during his post-match promo, instead of talking about losing the match to Neville, he was caught up in talking all about Stephen Amell, basically saying that he knew his secret, that he was in fact the Green Arrow, and just sort of drawing a lot of attention to Amell of the CW Arrow's fame being in the front row that night. Honestly, it sort of looked like they were just trying to get some sort of some popularity, but it's gone all the way until now, mostly being a social media feud, with Amell not being on Monday Night Raw, but always with Stardust making reference to him, maybe sometimes during his matches, acting like he's pulling out a bow and arrow and shooting it like Arrow would do during his deal. It looks like they're saying that Stephen Amell is going to be making his return to Monday Night Raw, and this time he's going to be a featured guest, or he's not going to be a fan sitting front row. He's actually going to be in the ring, a part of the action. If you can think back, one of the things that really stalled this match after being rumored that it was going to take place was the death of Dusty Rhodes. It took a long while for Cody Rhodes, Stardust, to make his return to the main roster. Once he did, he wrestled a match against Neville, which it looked like it was going to be the blow-off of their feud. He would go out and he would beat Neville, return to the back, and then on a bathroom mirror, write Neville and the Green Arrow, crossing out Neville, making it look like he had taken this feud to its end, winning the last match, and from here on out, it would be all featured on the Green Arrow. But it seems like WWE is portraying Neville and Stardust as like a comic book feud. The bumpers that they give the match, and it's leading up to it, trying to hype everybody up. They always use this sort of cartoonish font that you can tell they put a lot of work into, and it looks really, really cool. So I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Stardust. I think Stardust somewhere down the road needs to fade away, and I would love to see the return of Cody Rhodes. Even last night, they peeled back the paint for the little kid who's suffering from cancer. WWE signed him to a contract to make him a WWE wrestler, and I guess a superstar, because they don't like to call their people wrestlers, but he got to come down to the ring, and his favorite wrestler Stardust was there in the ring, and they sort of used him as a babyface at that time, and that was a good time to peel back the paint on the show and sort of show. WWE does a lot of these things on social media. They'll always highlight their Make-A-Wish deals and things like that, but to actually give them one segment of the show to make them look like good people over there was really, really cool. I've always sort of thought that it was kind of crazy that even though Monday Night Raw is portrayed as a show that is on from 8 o'clock at night until 11 o'clock at night, why it's sort of pushed towards little kids. I know that there's DVRs and things like that, but my kids are 5 and 7. They go to bed at 7:30. So my kids aren't even up for Monday Night Raw if we watched it when it was on with the instead of watching the live stream coming from the East Coast. So the kids shouldn't even be watching this crap. But it is what it is. You know what it is. But if WWE's going to work in cartoonish ways of trying to get wrestling matches and angles over, this is a good one. I don't think that Stephen Amell is a big-time celebrity as some of the people they brought in, like when they used Lawrence Taylor or they used Shaquille O'Neal, or other people that have wrestled matches along the way. Stephen Amell, to me, is honestly on the CW. It's a show that not that many people talk about, but I'm sure that, since it does have a comic book following, I'm sure that it does have an amount of followers that do it. If you go and you use the hashtag, I can't remember exactly what it is. Amell is Raw, or Amell coming to Raw, whatever the one that Monday Night Raw WWE is using to highlight the fact that he's coming to Raw. You can see that it's getting retweeted by a lot of mainstream sort of comic book stuff that's out there. So I don't really see comic book or Comic-Con sort of fans buying the WWE Network to see this match. And more than likely, this is probably just something that's going to be played on Extra or Entertainment Tonight. They're going to give them the highlights of the match, and you'll see it portrayed on there. More than likely, Stephen Amell will get the win at SummerSlam. But it's probably fun for Cody Rhodes to be involved in a high Impact angle. He hasn't been in a real one since basically being fired from WWE and then coming back and fighting the Shield at Battleground a couple of years ago. So we'll see what happens. Stephen Amell's coming to Raw, and it looks like these guys are going to be having a match at SummerSlam 2015. So that's it.